Yo, what it do, people? Welcome back to another video. It is your boy Two Tone. Today it was kind of a light day today, but it was something that I wanted to talk about in depth. I made a TikTok about it that I posted on my YouTube. And the topic that we're going to be getting into today is Marc Casado. Marc Casado. I'm not sure how you really say it. I'll be out and heard both ways, but the reason why I want to talk about it in depth is because when I posted my reaction, well, first when it came out yesterday about the news of him being linked away, I think it was to Wolves for 30 million. I didn't even do a reaction to it because I'm just like, nah, I think I've seen this before. This is just kind of like dead news kind of day, and we're just going to recycle this. Well, today it came back out, and in specifics, it came out saying that FC Como, Real Betis, and Wolves from the Premier League are the three clubs that is interested in Marc Casado, and the offer is being tabled around 30 million euros. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I kind of changed my stance on it, and my opinion is I will say 30 million is not enough. I will preferably take 40 million, maybe even 50. Obviously I would take 50, so let me reverse that. I would take 50, maybe even 40, just because of Barcelona's situation. Again, I understand that we do not have to sell. We were able to register our two big signings in the summer. We still got to work on getting Rooney's registered, and we got to work on Gerard Martin getting registered. But I believe with Romeo contract getting terminated, Gerard Martin should be able to get registered. So I think it's just one or two more players we got to get sorted out. But the big names that everybody came in knowing about going into the summer, we got them registered. So that was the most important thing. When looking at our midfield depth, I mean, bro, we got Pedri and Frankie de Jong as the undisputed starters. I think everybody can agree on that, right? But then the first midfielder coming off the bench is Gavi. I think everybody, again, has no problem with that. When everybody is healthy, I think the next midfielder is going to be Marc Bernal. Just because of the promise that he showed and his profile being at that height, the way he controls the ball, he really is like a Busquets, like regen. We don't really have that specific kind of profile in the team, and so when he's healthy, he's going to be playing, I think, more than somebody like Marc Casado if they both in the team. So now you're looking at fifth option for Marc Casado, and where he's at in his career, I think he deserves better than fifth option. I really do. But at the end of the day, he came out of the La Masia product. He came out the La Masia Academy, so he is a La Masia product. He's won trophies with the club. He done battled with the youth team, with the Barcelona B. So look, I'm just a fan. And my opinion is to say that, accept an offer, and I think it'd be best for him to go somewhere else to become a regular starter instead of having to fight for minutes at Barcelona. But if that's something that he wants to do, who am I to tell him that you can't do that? I have no problem with him staying if he wants to stay. But if he really is concerned about his minutes, and we have offers on the table, I think it's best for everybody if we can come to an agreement with the clubs that's making that offer. And since we got at least 3 clubs that we know right now that are putting in a bid, we need to get them to bid against each other to create a bidding war and get a fair price for Marc Casado. Because I think by leaking his name in the press for the last couple weeks, I think it kind of diminished his transfer value. Because people know that we have to sell, we need to sell, and he's not getting a lot of minutes, so they're not going to come in offering 100 million for somebody who's 4th, 5th choice. They're going to start with probably 20 million, 30 million, and then you can kind of just work your way up, or go from there. It's going to depend on the board, their negotiating skills, and everything like that. But if we do decide to sell, it has to be more than 30. I also want to add, if we do decide to sell and it's not more than 30, then we need to have some type of buyback clause or sell-on clause or something. We cannot just give him up for 30 million flat and we have no control over the player's rights in the future. I think that would be a grave mistake. I do think that. So it's only time will tell, really, if this is something that we can pull off. If this is something that Marc Casado would even want to do, because it starts with him. If he doesn't want to leave, then the last 5 minutes of me talking, mute. It's irrelevant because he doesn't want to leave, and the club is not going to force him out. They're just going to say, hey, we got offers on the table. We're going to accept those offers. Understanding your situation with how many minutes you're going to be getting this season, you may want to consider these offers as well, because it may not be back on the table next season. You never really just know what happens after a year of not really playing. So it's going to be interesting to see, because last year Marc Bernal was hurt. There were stretches where Frankie de Jong was hurt. So there were moments Marc Casado was starting in El Clásicos, in the Champions League. So he was happy. But after getting a taste of that, does somebody like his player profile, would they really accept going from that to just riding the bench? I wouldn't. But then again, I wasn't born and raised in Spain and raised in La Masia Academy to where my heart is so. I think y'all, as fans, we think our hearts are super attached to these clubs. Imagine not only playing for these clubs, but then growing up in the academy for these clubs. It's not just so easy. Just because, I'm not getting minutes this year, and here comes some offers, I'm just going to leave. So I don't think it's going to be that easy. It's going to be something that he's going to have to sit down, discuss with his team, his family, and understand that once you accept this move out, it's almost impossible to get back. So with knowing that, do you stick around, not hoping for somebody to get injured, but just hoping that an opportunity arises and you're able to capitalize on it? That'd be interesting to see. Like I said, I enjoy Marc Casado, and I do appreciate a player who plays with his heart on his sleeve. He's somebody who would die for the badge, and I mean that figuratively. But this is a player, after he won, he felt safe enough. I'm gonna go in the streets with the fans and celebrate dolo by myself. But I'm gonna celebrate with the people, because that's who I am amongst. That's who I see myself as amongst the culers, the Barcelona people. So that's not that's not a figure that we would want to lose just willy-nilly. I do think if we are going to sell, we need to make sure we look out for our sales. If it's going to be 30 million, we need to have some type of buyback clause or future sale percentage. If it's going to be more than 30 million, but to remove that, then we need to be talking at least 50 million euros. That's the floor. But it's just something that just being rumored right now. I did want to talk to y'all about it. Let me know what y'all think. If y'all would agree to sell if you get your price, or if you don't get your price, would you still agree to sell, but maybe adding things like future sell-on clause or buyback clause? Or it doesn't matter what offer you get, it doesn't matter what offer you can add into the to the deal. You're just like, I don't want to sell. And fair enough. I've spoken to several Barcelona fans just today alone that was like, nah, I hear what you're saying, but I don't want to sell him. This is somebody I would rather keep. So he's a fan favorite, and I understand it. I like Marc Casado as well. So again, like I said, man, just let me know what y'all think. I do appreciate y'all for watching this video. More content is going to be coming here soon, guys. I really didn't want to try to force anything, to be honest, because I try to give you my shorts. If there's real news to come out, then I'm going to sit down and do a YouTube video. But if it hasn't been any real news, I haven't really been posting YouTube videos. I've just been posting shorts. But I'm gonna still try to get back to just posting YouTube videos, even if it's something that may not come to fruition, just to be able to get back in a routine and be able to post these more often. So if you miss my videos, I do apologize, but in the meanwhile, I do post often, probably daily, on my TikToks. And I usually take most of my TikToks and post them on my YouTube shorts. Some of the things I can't post on there due to copyrights, but most of it you can find on YouTube. But for the little ones, the videos outside of that, you're gonna have to go to my TikTok in between me posting actual videos. So like I said, I just wanted to explain that as we get back into the nitty gritty. We got a game coming up this weekend. I will be live streaming that, so you know, make sure y'all tap in on that. Make sure to leave a comment about how you feel about this possible move from Marc Casado. And yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. I just hit 70 subscribers, the big 7-0. We are 30 away from 100, man. It's crazy what being consistent can do. So I'm going to try to get even more consistent, get more eyes on these videos and to my channel, because it's a super dope feeling. So I do appreciate you guys again for watching. I know I said it 100 times, but this time I made it. Until the next one, Two Tone out. Peace.